Hi Internet, I'm John Appleseed. Thanks so much for joining me on my channel where we do a daily crossword puzzle. Today we have the Saturday New York Times puzzle. The constructor today is Gene Louise De Vera. Oh yes, the game is paused. Gene Louise De Vera is our constructor. Will Schwartz is the editor. And let's see what we've got. One across is possible turnoff on a first date. Don't know, let's get these shorter down answers. One down, a harbor bobber. A buoy might be bobbing in a harbor. Two down, whiz end, A-R-D, can appear at the end of W-I-Z to spell wizard. I think that's right. Three down, alternative to a snake. A snake might be the game Snakes and Ladders, or it could be a plumber's snake. What else would a plumber use? A wrench? Not sure. Four down, fancy hotel amenities. Nope. Five down, spicy shellfish dish. Don't know. Six down is include later as video footage. Fix it in post. Edit in. Might fit. Seven down, heed. Nope. Eight down, part of TNT. TNT stands for trinitrotoluene, I believe. I'd have to check that to make sure I'm right, but I think, yeah, but try, I'm sure, is in there. Nine down, order at a restaurant. Don't know. So what would a possible turnoff be on a first date? Beginning with B-A, maybe bad breath. Yeah. 10 across. Wait, did we have another spicy? I think I was looking at the wrong clue on one of these. 10 across is spicy shellfish dish. I think I was looking at this under when I was going through the downs. I don't know what it is. 12 across, yellow 5 and red 40 for 2. I think those are food dyes or food colorings. Yes. Let's look at these again. 3 down, alternative to a snake. Fancy hotel amenities. Orangutan by another name. Okay, I think I missed this one. Orangutan by another name. No. Wonder if maybe food colorings. I liked edit in for 6 down, but I'm not confident about it. Heed. 9 down is order at a restaurant. 11 down, remember. Okay, not having much luck up there. 14 across, city southeast of Chicago. I was going to say Daley. Is there a city named Daley, or am I just thinking of Daley, the former mayor of Chicago? I don't know. 18 across, knowing without really knowing, for short. Might be extrasensory perception. ESP. 22 across, actress Birch of Hocus Pocus. Thora Birch was in Hunt for Red October, maybe, or Patriot Games, one of those Harrison Ford, Jack Ryan movies. So I think Thora Birch fits as the name of an actress who fits there. B looped in for 14 down. 27 across is Philippic. A Philippic is like a rant. I know this because there's a Simon & Garfunkel song called A Simple Desultory Philippic. And when I was in college, I looked up Philippic to see what it was. So it's like a screed. Screed might fit. Be looped in. 23 down is blank Cajun. Creole sauce with a rhyming name. That's probably a Ragin' Cajun. 19 down, lost all patience. Nope. Yeah, so I think it's some kind of emotional litany. A litany, yes. A litany of grievances, I think, typically. 30 across, subs. Nope. 33 across, dub. Nope. And 35 across, countenance. Your mien is your countenance, your appearance, your physical bearing. Be looped in. Let or get. Nope. Audrey Hepburn and Princess Diana for 2. Are they fashion icons? Yeah. Audrey Hepburn. Certainly was a fashion icon. I guess Princess Diana was as well. Let's try daily for the city southeast of Chicago. Then 10 down, creator of some bubbles. No, this should be a D. Again, I type an S. Be looped in. Oh, maybe it's get. Would Gary, Indiana be southeast of Chicago? I don't know my geography of that region very well. Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana. Yes, I'll say it once again. 30 across, that's subs. Could be sandwiches, could be substitutes. 33 across, dub. To dub someone could be to knight them, or to anoint them. And, well, neither of those quite fit. 39 across, ticker tape with an abbreviation. Oh, that might be a test about your heart. Your ticker can be your heart, especially with a question mark in the clue. So think an ECG, an electrocardiogram, might be ticker tape, comes out on that little printout that the doctor looks at. 43 across, shift shape. To morph, could be like the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. 48 across is gluttonous request. Or what this puzzle has vis-a-vis the possible answer length. So this is kind of a theme. Typically Saturdays are themeless, although not always. Be looped in. Get the memo. All right, so I was kind of proud of litany. Fashion icon, I think, is right. Ragin' Cajun, I'm pretty confident about that. Okay, a tirade. Tirade could be a philippic. All right, I think that's probably the fourth or fifth thing I've guessed there. Subs, hoagies. We're talking about sandwiches here, I think. 33 across, dub. Lost all patience. I've had it. I've lost all patience. And title. To dub someone with a title of nobility, for example. So what is the creator of some bubbles? Corporate greed might create a bubble in the stock market or real estate market or something like that. Okay, let's try back up here. Spicy shellfish dish. Is it curried something? Food colorings. I have this sense that maybe Drano might be something else you use to clear a pipe in addition to a plumber's snake. I'm going to take out colorings. Could it be food additive? Something else. Let's try Drano, because I like an R for curry. Drano, food additive. Yeah, that fits. Food additives. Curried, or curry with a Y. Fancy hotel amenities. A fancy hotel might have a bidet. Red ape for the other name for an orangutan. Include later, yes, edit in. Then we get shade of the gay pride triangle. The color is hot pink. And then 24 across, Robert Byrd was one for 51 years. I guess he was a senator. 51 across could be Nito, cool beans, Nito burrito. Heed is to act on, as in advice. Curried crab, I guess crab is the shellfish in question there for the spicy shellfish dish. Order at a restaurant. If you order something, I'll have the curried crab, please. I order the curried crab. 11 down, remember. Try to remember the kind of September when love was kept beside your pillow. 16 across is grub. That might be eats. I don't know what 11 down. Remember, be attentive or be aware or something like that. 21 across, cry in many a horror film. Eek, maybe. 25 across, abstain from. Nope, 29 across, connect to the internet via mobile hotspot as a device. Connect to the internet via mobile hotspot as a device. So if a device connects to the internet via a mobile hotspot, what is it doing? It's piggybacking or something like that? I don't know. 32 across, home heating component. Nope. Okay, yeah, we're having difficulty with the puzzle today, but we've got most of the left half done. Maybe I should stick with the left half. 36 across, ready to dive in, say. And 28 down, pot user. An eeler. A fisher for eels. An eeler, one who's trying to catch eels, might use a pot to catch them in. Birds, also known as little auks. Sea eagles, maybe. 40 across, first, second, or third. This could be bases in baseball. No, 44 down, not mucho. Mucho means much in Spanish. Few is poco, so I think that's the opposite. 40 down is, well, whoop-de-doo. No. Gluttonous request for 48 across. Or what this puzzle has vis-a-vis the possible answer lengths. I'm not sure what's going on there. 51 across, obtain is to secure, possibly. 53 across, doorbell sounds, could be dongs, ding dong. Well, whoop-de-doo. No, 49 down, a little work. Erg is a measure of effort in physics. It's often clued as something like a quantity of work, a little work. Sea eagles for the little auks. I don't know what a little auk is. 45 across, they travel through tubes. Ova cells travel through fallopian tubes. That's the first three-letter word that comes to mind there. 36 across is ready to dive in. Eager. And 37 down, present or present. If it's present, I like gift. But if you're presenting a gift, you are giving it. So let's try give there. First, second, or third. 32 down is sign of good reception. And 29 down, article of regalia worn by both Elizabeth II and Pope Paul VI. Did Pope Paul have a tiara? I would guess a tiara for Queen Elizabeth. I would guess mitre. I think that's that pointy bishop's hat. M-I-T-R-E. I can see how either one of them might have worn the other, but tiara, let's see. First, second, or third. If this were an R, does that make any difference? No. What if 29 across started with M instead of T? Connect to the internet via mobile hotspot as a device. No. Okay, we're back over on the right half of the puzzle. Morning peal. Morning spelled like being sad, like a funeral mourn, like a dirge. A knell, the death knell of a bell might peal at a funeral. Yeah, okay, I think that's right. 25 across, abstain from. Not have, not do. Perhaps. 26 down, cousin of a Wolverine. Probably not another of the X-Men, but some kind of animal. To tether is to what a device does when it is connecting via another device. Home heating component. Oil. An oil, don't know what the rest would be. 34 across, board of creatives. A board that creatives use. No. 26 down, cousin of a Wolverine. Remember. Otter might be a cousin of a Wolverine. They're both kind of sleekish animals. Let's try not do for abstain from. Board of creatives. No, I'm not getting that. What about 13 down? Some of them may be forgiven. Student loans can be forgiven. Some of them can be. 17 down, school viewing. Like a school of fish. We have a question mark at the end, so it's probably not a literal, like the first kind of school you'd think of, like a high school or elementary school. Cry in many a horror film. Run. You might cry run. Run from the guy with the chainsaw. Remember, bear this in mind. Yes. Home heating component. Wilting, silting, kilting, oil tins, and then board of creatives. I feel like there's something wrong in this section here. What's 38 across? Streamlet. Could be a rill, a small stream. There's lazy music in the rill, and it's a lovely time for roaming through the heather on the hill. So if you were viewing a school of fish underwater, you might be snorkeling. Or, yeah, I-N-G. Then 42 across. No, I won't. That fits for 42 across. 46 across. Dang it. Oh, man, or aw, man. Aw, man, I'm all out of cash. 47 down. Sound from fans. Fans, ventilation fans were. Bear this in mind. Tether. Bear that in mind would give us oil tank, which might be where your heating oil is stored for your home heating. And then a pallet is the board used by a painter. That little thing they hold on their arm with the different paints on it is a pallet. Okay, there we go. No, I won't. Aw, man. Still could be oh, man, I guess. 41 down. Rapper with the 2022 hit. Big Energy. No. 48 across. One more thing. One of everything. Do we have all possible answer lengths? That is a gluttonous request. I'll have one of everything. And I'm going to guess that this puzzle features all the possible answer lengths. Probably due to the New York Times style guide. The New York Times does not allow 1 or 2 letter answers. And there's probably a minimum number of black spaces that poses a limit on how long the answers can be. I don't know what it is, and I'm not going to count them all, but I bet. But we don't have one of everything because we've got tirade and tether, for example, are both 6-letter answers. So we've got 2 6-length answers, but there's probably at least one of every possible answer length. Okay, that might work. 40 down, well, whoop-de-doo. Oh, fun. 40 across. First, second, or third. These are ordinal numbers as opposed to cardinal numbers. 1, 2, and 3 are cardinal numbers. First, second, and third are ordinal numbers. Sea dove is not a bird I've heard of before, but I guess it is known as a little auk. Sign of good reception, open arms. If someone is greeting you with open arms, they're giving you a good reception. There's a Frank Sinatra song about open arms that it's not quite clicking. Otherwise, I'd sing it. What is this? Rapper. Morning prayer is matins. Yeah. Sonner le matin. Sonner le matino. You may remember that from Frère Jacques from grade school French. Matins is the early morning prayer from the French word for morning. 50 down. Pitch, roll, and yaw are the rotations along the 3-dimensional axes that a ship or airplane can do. I don't know this rapper name, but sword is probably the weapon that killed Medusa. And Lato. That doesn't sound like a rapper name, does it? Let me make sure I've got this. Could it be Lotto would be a more plausible rapper name, but I think Ow Man doesn't make sense to me. Let's try Lato and see if that's right. We did it. Okay. So that was a guess on that A versus O at the end there. I'm trying to think of the open your arms. Let this fool rush in. Fools rush in where angels fear to tread, and so I rush to you, my love, my heart above my head. I think there's this phrase in there about open arms, but I probably have to sing the whole song to get to it, so I'm not going to subject you to that. All right, that was difficult. I had to guess about this A. Aw, man. So word gives me the confidence that that's a W rather than an H. And aw, man sounds better than O, but I think Lotto would be a good rapper name. Not that I know much about what makes a good rapper name, but that would be my guess. Okay, what else we have? We had mucho and poco, a little bit of Spanish in the puzzle. Matins for morning prayer. Probably not a common word that a lot of people know unless you're into that sort of thing. Get the memo. And then, yeah, the Philippic. I suppose I'm lucky that Paul Simon and Art Garfunkel used that as a song title back in the day. So it's a word I've heard before. It's not a word you hear a lot. Maybe Lewis Black uses it for his rants or something. But yeah, tirade. But I went through litany. I guessed a couple of other things that didn't quite fit. And that was it. Eeler for user of a pot user. That was difficult to get. All right, so that was a good Saturday puzzle. I'm not going to count the lengths of the puzzle of the answers. Do we have? We should have 3-letter answer. Yeah, we've got sen. We've got forgive. Yeah, so it probably works out that there is at least one of every possible answer length. And if we included any longer answers, we would get beyond the minimum required black spaces for the New York Times style guide. All right. So thanks so much for joining me. Please come back for more puzzle and games, and I'll see you next time.